Alrighty now, man. Papa Bat Squatch back at you again. Hope this video finds you well. And right now, I'm heading to the Harbor Freight parking lot sale. Man. Ooh, Harbor Freight parking lot sale. Yeah, baby. Benny Hoots. Man. Sorry about the phone went around. I have to use a bracket to, hold this phone kind of ish. I can't hold it and drive it. I ain't that talented. But this is my hood, man. I don't see many videos coming out of here. I don't think. It's northwest Atascosa County, 30 minutes south of downtown San Antonio. And we're going to be heading to the west side of San Antonio. Outer west side. This is FM 476. We're heading north. Like right now, we are in Atascosa County. This is my place to the right, that way. Yep, it's all wooded up. I don't clean it. It's a very, very rich environment. There's a lot of birds, there's a lot of bugs, there's a lot of birds. There's a lot of activity. There's deer back there. There's hog. Last 2 years I haven't been that good for hog and deer, but I don't know if it's because of the south growing so much or what. But anyhow, this is just a show. We're in Bexar County now, by the way. We crossed back there some ways. My back gate of my place, I'm going to say about 30 yards north of my back gate. Yeah, about 30 yards is the county line, something like that. 50 yards, maybe. Yeah, I know it looks green here, but it's actually a little dry. We need some rain. We got better rain than we did last year, but we need some more rain. Who doesn't need more rain? Water is everything. Yeah, I learned about water when I was in the military. I was on an aircraft carrier, the Kennedy, the Big John. I was in engineering company, B Division, one main machinery room, Motortech. Shout out to all the pit snipes, man. XPTs, machinist mates, nukes, the cat guys. I don't know how it works now, man. They got magnets in it. But we had a little branch of the Motortechs that worked with catapults. It was like in their own little world. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. Now we're heading west towards Lytle, Texas. You see that sign says 7 miles. But we're not going to Lytle. Not right now. We're going to Harbor Freight. Parking lot sale. This is what happened. My son gets a hold of me and says, hey man, me and Abby, his wife, found a place that has a badass Chinese buffet. I love Chinese food. But anywho, alright, whatever. Let me bend this a little up, man. I guess I can show the hood of my truck. We went to this buffet, and I said, I had to go to a Harbor Freight to get a toolbox. So I went to this buffet. It was out of this world. The best buffet I've ever seen. And I was good because I'm trying to lose weight. I ate a lot of greens. I ate very little carbohydrates and 2 small plates, kind of. I screwed up at the end. I had 2 slices of cake. Cake was good. Anyway, Kumi, Thousand Oaks and 281 there in northern San Antonio. So my son's, we're in there and he's like looking at his maps, and there happens to be a Harbor Freight right across the freeway. So we, across 281, so we went to the other side, and I got there, and the toolbox I was getting, my son's like, look man, he has Snap-on and Mac and stuff, and he does have some Harbor Freight ones too, but he says, my go-to little crate, the little bitty one, I don't use it, that you're going to get, no, not too good. Get the bigger one. The bigger one was like can I say, $50 more, $60 more. So I get the little one, so I took the ticket. I said, I don't need a big one. The little one had an extra door, a big door. So I go to the clock counter. I say, hey, I need this toolbox. Well, we have it in blue. And he's like, yeah, we sure do. We have it in blue. We have one. He goes, but before you buy it, let me tell you something. That's what I like about Harbor Freight. Those people at the register, they tell you stuff like that. I mean, they bring you back. It's good business. You know, you save money. Plus, now I'm like, I need a standard deep socket sink because I have a bunch of deep sockets in the scrap tool. I call it the scrap toolbox. And those are like all break. Everything in there is breakable, pretty much. So, yeah. The guy tells me, you wait till Monday. This is Saturday. You wait till Monday. There's a parking lot sale. It's a parking lot sale. Yeah, parking lot sale for the club membership, whatever. And I don't have that membership. My son does. We have two accounts. One's not membership. One is. There's a reason for that madness. All right, now we're in Southwest Bexar County. So this area's kind of called, I guess. We're on Kinney Road, heading west again. Sun's right behind us. It's hot. Right now it's 96 degrees. Humidity high. It's always high. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona. I used to live there for a bit after I got out of service. And over there gets hot. But it's a dry heat. It sure is. But the thing is, with the dry heat, you don't sweat. It evaporates as soon as it leaves your body. And that don't cool you off, man. It kind of like sucks the water out of you. I think at least you sweat. I've learned to sweat. I don't like sweating, but I sweat a lot, which is good. But I drink a lot of water too. I don't drink alcohol. Once in a while I have a beer, but I don't drink. I used to be a beer wolf. Not no more. I don't beer wolf no more. But anyway, drinking water and sweating, it cools you off, especially when the wind blows on you. Like a little air conditioner, kind of, at the cost of sweating, kind of. Anyhow, we agree or disagree with that one. A little bit about me. What I do, don't do, wish I did, whatever. After I got out of service, 91, and I become Desert Shield. I didn't serve in war. I served in a conflict with Libya. But any hoots, I come back in. I went through a real bad marriage. It was craziness going on, right? And back then I sobered down a little bit. I was partying a little too hard. I quit. I go to church and stuff. Anyway, everything went to hell. Long story short, my ex-wife lost her mind. She had custody of the kids. She tried to kill them. And somehow, I ain't going to go into detail because respect out of my kids, by the grace of God, they were saved from it. Right on time. It's involved a bunch of police departments. I've had my brushing with cops, but I like cops because for the most part, cops are helpful. But anyways, so a lot of stuff happened. It was a court battle for custody. At the long, a whole bunch of stuff happened. At the end, I got custody of my kids and I raised them. Me and my wife. I remarried and she's an angel. You might get to meet her. She's my everything. She's a cool lady. She's a cool lady, man. She really is. But I'm a big believer now. I wasn't before. By the way, before I was a bad dude, man. I was mean, negative. I just wasn't really a good guy. I'll be the first to admit. I got worse. Everything started getting to me. I ended up getting remarried. That was the best thing that happened to me, one of the best things. And then as my kids started getting older, one joined the military, the other one, she moved out to go to college. She moved out real young. Both our kids moved out real young. One went in with my sister, but I moved out real young. But I went to the military. I left when I was 17. But any hoots, 18, something like that. everything hit me as far as the past. I don't know how. It's hard to explain. Depression and anxiety is real, and it's a bad thing. Nothing about it's good. Depression's stupid. It is. It's stupid. Robs you of a good life. So anyhow, I got to hanging out with these guys that I met, and we started partying more and more. It went from getting drunker than the skunks to playing around with cocaine, crack, and then all of a sudden, everybody gets hooked on meth. That was back in the day. I've been a little over 7 years sober, but back in the day. But I got hooked on meth, and I bought it and sold it, and I was had it because I was selling it. I was a problem to society in this life, in this society. That you're the answer to the answer to things, or you're the problem to things. So be the answer to things. Anyway, so I got real deep into meth. I mean deep. Smoking it more and more and more. So bad that I drove myself insane. I kept on looking. I had a trailer would lock myself into a motorhome. That's right. I got this motorhome that I don't mess with anymore because there's a bunch of bad memories in there. Nothing bad happened. Nobody got killed or smacked around like that. But just buying and selling and the meth people that would hang out and anyway, the whole thing. So yeah. And I was like in my late 40s. I started getting hooked in it. And that time I got in trouble with the law. I got in trouble. I got locked up in the madhouse at the VA. G level, man. They sent me to G level for physical therapy. And I was like, "You sure G level ain't the G level I'm thinking about?" She laughed. She goes, "Nah, G level you thinking about is on the other side of that court." On the other side of things. But anyway, yeah, these local cops. This is Von Army, Texas. Supposedly, this is when I had to my right. Supposedly, they were giving tickets like crazy. Everybody knew it out here. Slow the hell down here at 70. But something happened and they couldn't be giving tickets in here. DPS took over and said you can only give tickets on the access road. So if you're in Von Army on the access road, watch yourself. Anyhow, let me get over here because I got runway here. Let this person in. I try to go out of my way as much as I can, not because anything other than just what's wrong with being nice, being cool, being level-minded in the head. So during that time, I got locked up back to the Star Airfield. Locked up then I got at the madhouse, and I've been there 4 trips, I believe. The 4th time was, or the 3rd time, maybe 3 times. I got caught by the cops. I had lost my mind. I had FBI agents were following me. A bunch of crazy crap going on in my head. It was diagnosed as self-induced psychosis, and something else had to do with parasitis. I thought bugs were crawling in and out of me, and they were coming out of everywhere. I lost my mind, dude. Anyhow, so bad that I grabbed my good old M1 Garand that I have. I have a World War II M1 Garand, clean. Never been molested. I love that rifle. Anyway, I grabbed a couple of clips, because it does use clips, not magazines. And I was like a monkey. As big as I am, I climbed the trees and stuff. Anyway, I said something or texted something that I was going to take on. And I tried to kill myself that night. The cops came and they took me away. They found me and busted me. A bunch of shit happened. And now look at it back. Acting like the fool was my way of an outcry for help, I didn't grow up. Let me go back when I was a kid. I am the first generation of 2 Mexican migrants. And they worked hard from where they come from to retire nicely. I mean, they're the American dream, and they live in a real nice big old house in Louisiana with a pretty yard and hummingbirds and singing birds, and kind of like a neighborhood looks like we're going to let's go to Military Drive. The reason I say Military Drive is because they don't have it there. I have to go to the Harbor Freight out there, 1,000 Oaks and 281, which is I'm fine. Sometimes it's a slap a duck day, what can you do? So anywho, I got hooked on meth real bad. real bad. Lost a lot of weight. I look bad, pale, gray, like a gray man. Anyway, I was looking good. Skin's all broken up. Everything's messed up. I mean, nail fungus, to not giving a crap about nothing. And this time, during that time, I had trashed my yard. There's one thing that meth heads all have in common is they have a trash yard. Their whole life is a clutter of a mess. So everything around is going to be clutter. And you think you can fix everything and you want to repurpose things. Insane. I'm telling this story because maybe you gone through this and then, whatever, or somebody is going through it. There's hope. I'm a fool. But besides doing that, I was always mean and drunk. I was getting drunk all the time and mean being drunk, whatever. And thank God I had good jobs. During this whole time, before that, I had good jobs. But I couldn't work anymore for many reasons. But that's another story. We don't even talk about that stuff. It ain't about that. It's about what we can do, what we will do, what we were forced to do. I'm trying to be positive. I'm glad I can talk. I'm like talking to myself and reassuring myself, And let me tell you, there's that meth story. I got locked up. My wife, I don't know if she went over there or she called to talk to the head psychiatrist at the G level at the VA and said, you're not to release him until he goes to rehab. Enough is enough. Yeah. That's that Von Army cop that was on the side. He's out of Von Army and he's doing 75. Let me slow down here a little bit. He can't do nothing, but we're approaching town and we need to slow down. We're going to go for something to military drive. So anyhow, I'm always back and forth. Sorry, that's just the way I am. I try to improve. Back and forth with stories and things. Yeah, she tells him don't let him out until he goes to rehab and stuff. So I was in a crazy house, very crazy. Suicide watch. That was my second attempt. First attempt was kind of funny, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Put a gun to my head. That was a medication they were giving me for psychotic, and I forgot what it was, but it gave me suicidal thoughts. As soon as it took me off of it, a big load of depression and anxiety. Anyhow, so then I was diagnosed with PTSD from an incident I had in the boiler room. I don't know, whatever, whatever, diagnosed with whatever, ADD, whatever, I have that too. I think I might even be a little bit, and I'm not making fun of nothing. I have a son that's so smart, a little bit autistic maybe, because, man, I was a kid, them nuns at the Catholic school beat the shit out of me, and I would snap out of things sometimes. But it made me who I am. Anyhow, we're getting off a military drive. It's military drive used to join 3, Lackland Air Force Base, Kelly Air Force Base, and Brooks Air Force Base. After being there, I forgot how long, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the madhouse, I went straight to rehab. It was an experimental, being that it was my first real, when I was in there, they kept me in there. I'm like, God damn, I need to get out of this madhouse. Nothing wrong with my fellow veterans that need help and whatever. But it's not a place you want to be regularly. And when I was there, I was going through withdrawals and whatnot. They gave me medication for that. I got to meet some people in their situations. We all talked. Some didn't. And that was the first time I admitted to anybody that I had a drug problem. I had a severe drug problem. The psychiatrist, he looked at me and goes, that's what I was waiting for. So that's when I found out about it. Okay, now that you admit it, we're going to... I went to rehab. Thank God for the South Texas veterans. It's an awesome health organization for us veterans. I am grateful for them. They saved my life several times. They put me through I think it was like a new experimental outpatient rehab, and through that I learned that I was also having a bad I had a bad drinking problem. But it's weird because meth made me like quit drinking so much. And rehab made me quit doing meth. And by that time I was like, you know. So I went through rehab, and that was over 7 years ago. And I went, I remember when the guy, my wife was with me, she walked me in, and the guy said, come on in, real nice, the counselor for the rehab. The guy there that was in charge of our little group. He closes the door, turns around, and he cussed me out, man. He called me all kinds of names that I was lucky my wife was still there. Your wife is finding help for you. You know? Sorry. God just put good people in my life, baby. At that point. So ever since then, over 7 years ago, I've been sober. And I hate that drug to hell. You know, I hate meth, I hate heroin, I hate hard drugs. Some drugs, there's natural drugs. That's a different story. You know, cannabis, psychedelics, and like mental. I believe in that, but I don't put that in the drug. Like, hell no. Crystal meth is horrible. You can put it in no class. Not even in the heroin class. But I have a hate for what crystal meth and heroin do. A bunch of my friends, I lost in the past, 5 years. In the past time since I've been sober, I've lost about 5 friends to crystal meth. Because now, back then when I quit, thank God, except grace of God. Back then, it wasn't meant. I never got anything with fentanyl in it. It was just whatever it was, bathtub meth, whatever. It was meth. Some was good, some was not, whatever. Some was potent, some was not. There's nothing good about it, as bad to say. But now it's fentanyl, and that's what's killed me. People, fentanyl, and also just drugs and alcohol, man. No good. Moral of this big long story is kids and everybody stay away from meth. If you need help, there's help out there. I ain't got no money. I'm not a vet. You're a vet, there's help for you for sure. Especially you're down here in South Texas. They will help you. The in-house is pretty cool too. I should have gone in-house, but I didn't. I'm not going back there again. The in-house was this whole thing, I believe that the rehab program for the VA here in South Texas is run by Laurel Ridge, and they're like, ooh, man, that place is nice. They got a home there in the medical center, I think, where you stay and you go through rehab. I went to that house for an interview. That's when the guy goes, I'm going to give you a chance. And the guy told me, I said, you have 3 chances to pop positive for meth. After the 3rd one, you're in trouble. You know? You're in a lot of trouble. And I promised myself that was it. No matter what. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. And the smartest thing I've ever done. Saved by the grace of God. Look at that cross as I was speaking. By the grace of God and by the forgiveness of my family. Everybody forgave me. But I still suffer from depression. Stupid depression. I not suffer from it. I mean, everything like that was, the depression that followed was there, everything. I finally kind of figured things out. Is a self-inflicted wound. You put yourself in that, you don't want to be here, you put yourself there. You know, kind of thing. Why did you go to that part of town? Why did you hang out with these people? You know, whatever. Everything could be a self-inflicted wound. Okay, Harbor Freight's over here. We're going to quit recording because I don't know that you're recording Harbor Freight or it's about to. I can't remember if I see the YouTubers do. I seen him inside O'Reilly's, but I think he's going to be sponsored by them. I don't know. We're going to turn here. Ooh, Harbor Freight. Now we have to go all the way to the north side, which I'm fine with it. I need to get a helmet. So anyhow, that's my story, dude. And right now, my yard, like I said, I was meth head. I had garbage everywhere. I destroyed my house. I neglected working at my own house. And ever since I sobered up, I've done a lot of work on my kitchen. It's a real nice little kitchen. We have a problem with rats. That's another story. Why there's rats there? Because there's all, certain smells bring animals back. But at my house, I got a garage, a little motor on my truck. I got another truck that's Ford. This is a 2010 F-150 FX2, and it's a badass truck. I love it. No strong motor. It's a 4.6. So any hoots, look at it. I got handicap plate. Sorry. I'm gonna take it only because it's hot. This parking lot is hot. Yes, sir. That's who I am. So now I've learned that the rat trap garage is not just rat trap. I love rat rods. I love rat. I got to love rat rods. Anyway, I'll tell you a story about me working on cars maybe later on. But anyway, I like rat rods but not just only the rat trap garage. It's the rat traps in life that you set yourself into, and you got to free. Just like you got to get that car out of the weeds and rat trap it, But anyhow, we're gonna stop here, man. People look at me kind of goofy. I'm talking to myself. Maybe they think I'm talking to them. Anyway, I'm buying a toe box, a deep socket set, and get the hell out of it quick. I don't see anything going on in the parking lot here. But anywho, later, peace and love. Remember, forward, not back. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.